doing? Hope you're staying safe, staying well. So, introduction to my next guest. I saw this lovely lady perform the role of Wendy Darling in the Swansea Grand production of Peter Pan. It was their pantomime last year and it was amazing. So I'm so excited to have her join me today. Take a listen to my interview with performer, vocalist, Millie Davies.
My earliest theatrical memory is going to watch The Wizard of Oz at the Millennium Centre, and I must have been about 4, and I took my little brother, who's like nearly 3 years younger than me, so I don't even know how they let him into the theatre. Like, I swear you can't take babies, but whatever. But my parents dressed us up, obviously. So I went as Dorothy, and I looked really cute in like my school summer dress, my gingham thing with the sparkly red shoes. And my brother had to dress up as the Scarecrow and go out in the theatre with all like straw hanging out of his shirt and stuff. Really cute. But I mean, I definitely copped lucky getting Dorothy.
Oh my God, yeah. It could have been so much worse.
I mean, I could have been the Lion or something ridiculous.
They could have painted you silver.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's definitely my earliest memory.
Oh my gosh. And from that point then, was that where you kind of decided that you wanted to do this kind of thing, or was it just you just enjoyed watching it?
To be honest, I know it sounds silly, but you know when you're a kid, you don't really realise, like when you go into the theatre and you go into the cinema, you don't really realise that that's a job. You're just like, oh, I'm just going to watch a show. Yeah, this is great. They're real people. Like, you think Dorothy's real.
Yeah.
And you go and watch it and you just think that that's their life.
Yeah.
You don't realise that that's someone working. So like, I didn't even comprehend that was, you could do that. I just thought I was, off on a night out.
I love it. That's amazing. And growing up, who were your musical influences?
I mean, to be fair, I have a mixture. Because I kind of was obviously heavily influenced by what your parents listen to, as most people are. But I remember one of my first concerts was a Mika concert. Now, some people would say guilty pleasure, but that man live is impeccable. Like, he sounds exactly the same as he does on the tracks.
Yeah.
And he's quite theatrical as well, isn't he? Like, his shows as well are so like flamboyant and colourful. But I mean, so I'm not even embarrassed to say Mika because I think he's great. And obviously things like Queen, like big influences, because I mean, who doesn't love them? But also like whatever I watched as a kid, realistically, was like Disney Channel stuff. So like High School Musical, all things like that, where they were like my idols when I was really young. And then obviously I got a bit older and I actually went into like a rock phase, and I'm still in it. I don't know why I'm saying a phase. I'm still in it. It's not even a phase. But yeah, I mean, I like rock music. I like Blondie. So not just theatre, literally a bit of everything, to be fair.
Yeah, I think like listening to everything kind of like gives you a bit of a more general perspective of, what's out there. And I always say to the kids that I teach, it's really important not to just stick with, obviously they like a lot of the stuff that's in the charts at the moment. And like if I'm like, well, like I'm not like a huge fan, like I don't.
Yeah, me neither.
It's not really my kind of bag. I mean, some of it's quite nice. I love 1975. I think they're amazing.
Yeah, they're good. And Lewis
Epic
Capaldi's got
bands.
a class voice, but
Yeah,
most of it's just like, I find it's just heavily produced, and it's kind of, from a singer's point of view as well, you're kind of like, you're not really doing a lot of the work there, are you?
Yeah. There's not a hell of a lot of singing going on.
No.
Okay.
My dad literally had his record collection out the other night, sorting them all. I mean, there's got to be at least 80 records of the most random things, from like Cyndi Lauper to Gary Newman to Elvis. There's just like so many different things, and like he'll just call me into his study and he's got a new CD in his CD player, and he's like, do you know who this is? I'll be like, I don't know. He's like, Oleta, I can't even remember her last name, which is probably blasphemic because like she's a class singer. And he was like, oh, and do you know who's on bass? Do you know who's doing that? And I'm like, all right, it's like a test on my musical influence knowledge and all the classics and the stuff. I'm like,
yeah, I don't know, pass. Don't know, pass.
I don't know, sorry.
That's amazing though, because it just means that you just get like a more rounded opinion of things as well, I guess.
Yeah, and also like I feel like kids, even though they might like what's in the charts, to know what was in the charts maybe 50 years ago, like I don't know, like going to the Beatles or whatever, like to know what was the start of rock and what was the start of like the things that you listen to now, to hear how it's evolved. I think it's important to kind of know where it's all come from. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely, yeah,
Especially
definitely.
like if you go right back to like classical music, like the stuff that we had then, and then you think Ariana Grande, it's a bit different, isn't it?
When did you realise that you wanted to be a singer, to do performing as a job? When was that kind of like realised for you?
Do you know what? Like I said about kind of not really realising it was a job. I think when you're younger, the only kind of performing job you know is being a singer. So like being a pop singer.
Yeah.
And you only kind of know, oh, you're like, oh, I want to be like, I don't know, Pink or whoever it is at the time, that's really big. And then you kind of like, yeah. So I thought, I mean, for a while, I thought I wanted to do that. So I was doing like singing a bit of Duffy in the school talent shows and things like that. So I knew I wanted to do singing, but I wasn't really sure really if I was, you know, good enough, or if I could actually do it, or how you even got into it. But then people started telling me I was good, and I was like, oh yeah, all right, yeah, of course I am. And then get into high school, and my music teacher was kind of like, oh, Millie, you're a really good singer. You should probably get some professional training. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, some singing lessons, some professional like musical theatre training. I was like, oh, really? Like, and then she just basically forced me to go and get lessons. And then my singing teacher, Louise, was like, yeah, I really think you can do this. So pushed me to kind of obviously get better. So however many years down the line, I was nearly 15, I think, when I got my first singing lessons. It took me a while. I was a bit scared of Louise to have to start lessons with her for a while. So yeah, I mean, quite late, really, compared to a lot of people who want to do musical theatre, I think. But I knew I wanted to do performing, but I wasn't really sure what kind of aspect of, because I danced since I was 3 as well.
Okay.
So I had all that training behind me. I just didn't know how to kind of put it all together and actually do something with it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And what was your first professional role? What was your first job?
My first job was in a play called Blackbird, which is quite a modern play, and it's I feel like I'm going to ruin it now for anyone who wants to go and see it in the future, because basically my part was not told that it's a two-hander.
Okay.
So when I did it, it was with Sophie Melville and Christian Patterson. They're both Welsh. Woohoo.
Yeah, I've interviewed Christian a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah, he's lovely.
Yeah, he is so lovely. Yeah.
So nice. Yeah, they're both amazing. So it was really cool to have my first ever job with them. And literally, because my part was so small, it was called The Girl.
Wow.
And it was us 3 in the play. I just had a couple of lines at the end. I basically got to just kind of watch them and see them rehearsing, and I got to bunk off school as well for rehearsals. And I remember at the time as well, I was rehearsing for my school play. So I was doing like a professional job with like these amazing actors while still doing like my Les Mis in school. So it was really cool. But it was in a pub theatre in Porters in town in Cardiff.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
I don't know, it's about 40 seats, I think.
Yeah, it's quite small.
Maybe not even that, I don't know. It's really small, but it's really cool. And afterwards they used to have it, but they painted over it now, like a kind of wall of fame at the back where you get to sign your name on the wall at the back.
Oh.
So yeah, I got to do that, but now it's painted over. So, but that was my first job, and it was really cool, and I loved it.
Yeah. And where did you go from there then? So you obviously stayed in school. Did you do other stuff at the same time as it?
Yeah, so I was in sixth form at the start. So I signed to my agent. When did I sign? Must have been nearly 16 or something. I kind of went to some workshops there, and then they signed me, and then that was my first job, which I was obviously buzzing about. And then I don't know, I kind of did a lot of the things they'd send to me. They might be quite long contracts, and because I wasn't sure about what I was doing. I wanted to have my A levels as backup. So if there was a contract that they sent me an audition for, and it was like 10 weeks out of school, I'd be like, look, I can't miss that much school, especially at A levels, because I would be so behind. So I had to turn a lot of like auditions through, not jobs, because obviously I didn't even get that far, but
yeah.
But so it kind of took me till after sixth form when I decided I was definitely taking a gap year to go for loads and loads of auditions, sending loads of self tapes in, back and forth London, and kind of getting into the real sort of grind of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just like still pushing in. There's like, because obviously I look quite young. I mean, I am young, but I look even younger than my age.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of roles in TV that are maybe more suited to me. Whereas if I want to do theatre, I think I'm going to have to wait a little bit longer till I kind of suit the roles that I can play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm told that all the time. Baby face.
Yeah, and they're always like, you're gonna thank yourself later, and I'm like, yeah, I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, I know. And the thing is, like, you think you'll grow out of it. When I was 18, 19, I was like, oh yeah, you will. By the time I'm 23, 24, I'll look 23, 24. I'm now 25, and I still like think, oh god.
I mean, you could be 20.
I could, couldn't I? Yeah, I could.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 20 in a couple of months. I wouldn't say anything if you said you were my age.
Yeah, I know people are like, oh really? Oh, okay. And like when they see me with the kids, you know, there's a couple of kids that are taller than me and stuff, and like we're all in a uniform. Whenever we go somewhere, I'll put the uniform on, and yeah, it's not the fact that I don't have director down my sleeve. They wouldn't even have any question that some of these kids look older than me, and I'm like, she's 15, like
I know,
10 years younger than I am. I know.
It used to be in like high school when I was in year 11, or the new year 7s would come up and they were like 6 foot tall, and I was like,
what is
I remember being so scared of the year 11s when I was in year 7, and they just come in, they're like, whatever. It's like,
oh, I know. It's a totally different kettle of fish now though, right?
I just remember thinking the year 11s were the scariest things in the world, like mortifyingly scary. Yeah. I would never go to the back of the bus or anything, like, whoa.
And what type of roles do you want to go for? You were saying that, you know, you probably are more suited to TV. Is that something that you thought about, or do you really want to stick with musical theatre?
I mean, I have done a tiny bit of TV work. I did, I had a small part on The Accident, which was on the on Channel 4 a couple of months ago. And I did really enjoy it, actually, even though I think, did we have 3 days filming for that? Maybe only 3. But yeah, I mean, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. It's so different to theatre. Like, you literally, there's no rehearsals. You just turn up on the day. You're given your script the day before, or even sometimes changes are made on the day. And you basically get taken to you get picked up in the morning. I thought it was amazing. I felt so like famous. I got picked up from my house by a lovely driver in the morning, driven up to Newport, which is where we were filming, driven to literally just outside my trailer. But someone would meet me at the car and walk me to my trailer.
Oh my god.
And then like your sides of your script, for anyone who doesn't know, would be waiting for you, like on the table in your trailer. And then certain costume would knock on your door. They'd give you your costumes, just check how you're looking. Then you get taken into hair and makeup, and you literally get walked from each station. Oh my god. Then you get picked up again to take you to the location, and it's literally everything's done for you. Absolutely everything. People will come over with snacks. If you're cold, people walk over and give you your coat. It's literally the high life. You can see why people want to do it. And obviously, compared to theatre, the money's a lot better. But I don't know, it's just, I know it's like so cliche, but saying like it's something about like the live performance aspect. And just, I don't know, I just love, especially musical theatre, being able to put singing, dancing and acting, all 3, which you like, I love all so much. Being able to do it all in one night, like in one show, you can't really beat it. You can't. But yeah, like I don't mind either, but I would love to do a comedy role.
Okay.
A comedy role in theatre, like, do you know, like Dawn in Waitress?
Yeah.
Well, I literally am channeling Dawn right now. Or I don't know, what else? Dawn. I mean, my one dream role, which I've said for so long, is Mrs. Lovett in Sweeney. Another one I'm going to have to wait at least like 30 years for at this point if this face doesn't change. But I would absolutely love to play that role. I think she's meaty, she's got a bit of an emotional side, she's psychotic as well, but that would be so much fierce. She's amazing though, like I would love to play that role.
Yeah, amazing. And do you have a favourite go-to song to sing? So if somebody said to you, right, Millie, you're on, I want you to sing a song, is there a song that you'd go, yeah, I know what I'm singing?
Do you know, if anyone ever says that to me, I get so stressed.
Really?
Like, right, go sing a song, any song, and I'm like, because as well, it's always like, if I get up and sing like a musical theatre song that I love, people will be like, what's that?
Yeah, I don't know that.
Most of the time they're like, I don't know that song, that's nice, yeah. Do you know Adele? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I do.
So, like, it generally depends what mood I'm in as well, and kind of where I am, what mood I'm in. If I fancy a belt, I might whip out a bit of, I don't know. I mean, if I want to do a musical theatre song and belt in an environment where I feel like no one knows any musical theatre, it's got to be Defying Gravity, because they'll be like, oh, I love Wicked! And they know it, and you're like, yes!
Yeah.
I love to sing They Just Keep Moving the Line from Smash. That's a really good song. And even when people don't know the song, I think, because it's kind of a jazzy style, people are like, oh, I love this kind of music.
Yeah.
I don't know, at the moment, I'm really enjoying Sarah Bareilles' version of Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John.
I don't know her version of it.
Oh my gosh, it's on Spotify, on YouTube, wherever. If you don't do anything else today, go and listen to that song. I think I'm such a big fan of hers anyway, like she's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, she's fantastic. Yeah.
But I love that song, and I love Elton John's version, but I've wanted to sing it for ages, but you can't do Elton John like Elton John. And I think she's done a cracking job of rejigging it. So yeah, I'm quite enjoying singing that at the moment.
Awesome.
This Thursday night clap, well, I'm going out on my street and they went, oh, we thought we'd have a singer tonight because we had someone practicing. They're 2 doors down. I thought, how embarrassing. Because they not only hear my good bits, they hear my bad bits, like my really bad bits. So
I think that's the thing. People go, oh yeah, but you sing, and you're like, yeah, but we still have to practice and like totally mess up, like big more times than anything. Honestly, the amount of times it takes you to actually get a take for anything, you know, and people go, oh, can you just record this? And you're like, oh god, I'll be here for hours.
Yeah, literal hours.
Yeah. And even like I'll post something, sometimes I'm like, I'm feeling brave, you know, I'll just post something, and then about 25 minutes later I'll go back to it and go, ugh, and I'll take it down, because I'm like, that is filth. What was I thinking?
Yeah, same. And I'm like, oh, come on, you want to do this for a career and you can't even sing a song in one take.
Yeah, I know. So it's like, I always think when it's live though, like, because you've got the added extras of, you know, the audience, and you've got everybody else on stage, and you've got the music, you just got to roll with it.
Yeah, and you do, and then you don't really think about what's just happened afterwards, unless it was horrifically wrong. You don't really think, you're like, oh yeah, that was good, and people clapped, so it must have been all right.
Nailed it. And do you have a dream holiday? If somebody said to you, you've got all the money in the world, you can go wherever you want, where would you go?
Do you know what? I mean, there's anywhere but my bedroom at the moment. But I've already been to a festival, but right now all I can think is I would just love to be at a festival abroad, just waking up, going to the beach all day, then going back, having a shower, getting ready for the night, and literally just watching music until the early hours. Nearly knocked down my charger. Yeah, just a music festival. I just really want to be there. I just want to be in, like, covered in glitter and braids in my hair, and I've got
having a great time.
You can tell I've got glittery. They're called hair dazzles, and you like tie them into your hair. I bought them last year, and I just thought the other day, I was like, well, I'm not going to any festivals, so I'll just put sparkles in my hair and pretend. So yeah, that's the dream holiday right now.
Well, do you know what? That's the thing. I think, like, yeah, ordinarily you probably would have been like, I want to go here and okay, but yeah, that's the thing.
At the moment, I just really want to, be in a smelly field camping with my friends, to be honest.
And that's the thing. A lot of it is like the camaraderie and the friendships that you've got. You just like miss them, don't you?
Yeah. big time.
And what have you been up to during lockdown? What have you been doing?
I mean, an absolute mixture of things. Obviously, I've been kind of putting out content on Facebook, and I've been doing, I'll have my 3rd isolation station kind of Facebook Live thing on Wednesday. So I did a couple at the start of isolation, then I got a bit lazy and I started doing more kind of recordings, covers for Facebook. But I'm doing another one because my mum keeps begging me. But I've literally delved into lots of different things. I've started making dream catchers, which are all up here. I'll show you one. It's a dream catcher I made.
Oh my God, you made that?
I know. I literally learned off a YouTube tutorial.
And, that's skill.
And started making those and selling them as well, just to like friends and things, and posting them, dropping them like to their doorsteps or whatever for presents. And like my one friend has ordered some for her friends, and she's put them into a little hamper and say like dreaming of us being together again and stuff like that. So that's been really nice. And often as well, when I'm not in lockdown, I do children's parties with my friend Amy, and go dressed as princesses and all the lovely characters. Cute. So obviously there's lots of kids that aren't having their birthday parties, so we've been recording little birthday message videos. So every other day I'm dressing up as Elsa or Belle or Princess Jasmine or whoever it is and sending a little video. So yeah, it's really cute, but it's boring. When it's like this, you've got to get a wig on and the full shebang. It is sweaty.
Yeah, I bet. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is so cute though.
Yeah, do you know what? It actually is really cute. And there's actually a little girl, you know, in Pantos there's usually the group of the babes that are always the dancers, and one of the tinier ones, she was 6 when we did it. Her dad messaged me on Instagram saying, oh, I'd love to buy a dream catcher for Sophia and pretend that it's from you, because she still talks about Wendy and Peter Pan and how she loved you and stuff. So I was like, yeah, of course. So I sent her one, and I sent her a little letter about how you hang it up and the web catches all your bad dreams, because he said you've been having bad dreams, and he's assuming it's to do with the fact she has no idea what's going on right now.
Yeah.
And he sent me a video of her opening it up, and she's like, a present from Wendy? Wow. And it's just the cutest thing you've ever seen.
Oh, that really is so cute.
Honestly, so lush. Loved it.
Oh man. And do you know what, like things like that do just make your day, don't they?
Yeah, and I just love the he just sent me a video, and then there was a little thank you video afterwards. Thank you, Wendy, I'm gonna hang it up by my curtains. Just really cute. And it's just like, yeah, that'll get me through the week now.
Yeah.
Now.
Absolutely. Bless her. And what are your guilty pleasures? You know, do you have anything like an awful TV program that you really like, or chocolate, or what are your guilty pleasures?
I mean, TV program wise, this Disney Plus has definitely gotten me back into some of the kids programs I used to watch, like Hannah Montana. Oh my goodness. I've been rewatching it, and it is quite awful. Like, I understand why my parents hated me watching it now, but at the same time, like, I remember this episode, and I start singing like the cheese jerky song that they're singing on it, and stupid things like that. And Wizards of Waverly Place is another one I used to watch with Selena Gomez on there, and I used to think she was so cool with like her knee-high Converse, and like she was an absolute idol. But yeah, I mean, they're definitely TV guilty pleasures, but music guilty pleasures definitely have to be Steps.
You just said the perfect answer,
isn't it? And also, I say guilty pleasure, don't feel very guilty right now. Don't feel guilty. And actually, H came to watch our panto. Yeah, and came backstage afterwards. So we had a photo with H. I was fangirling big time. I was like, oh, I'm too nervous to ask him. And he'd been in the Swansea panto the year before.
Yeah. So
a lot of the cast members and crew who were in it the year before all knew him, and they were like, oh, look, we'll ask him for you. So it's like, oh, we'll have a group photo. So it's like group photo with H, and I was like,
that's so funny. I love them. I went to see them when I was 5 at Cardiff Castle, and then again when I was 7, I think, in the Motor Point, which wasn't the Motor Point, it was whatever it was before that. That's it.
Good
You
old
got
days.
it. And then when I was 16, I think, or 17, when they did their comeback tour, me and my best friend went to go and see them, and
I was there.
Were you? We were there.
It was so good, and I literally revised all the dances so that I didn't look like an idiot. And I was there, and my friend's mum, her company managed to get a box, so we're in the box, and I'm like looking down on everyone. I'm like, tragedy. Knew it all.
I love it. And my last question for you is, what is next for you after lockdown? What are you going to be up to?
So I have to really think about this, because realistically, I haven't got a clue. I don't think anyone really knows. Like, even people who had maybe things in the pipeline don't even really know. It's like, unfortunately, it's so blurry at the moment, isn't it? Kind of the future of performing, live gigs. You don't know how long it's going to be until we can have a concert or a theatre performance. So I don't really know. I was thinking maybe potentially writing and releasing some more original stuff, because I've done one. So it's been about just over a year since I released my first ever single, and people are still asking me to sing it all the time, and it's ridiculously hard, and I don't know why I ever did it in that key. I wish I didn't. I wish I could take it back and do it again, because it's too hard. But maybe if I release some new stuff, people will ask me to sing those, and they might forget about the really hard one. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really lucky. My boyfriend's a producer and songwriter himself, so he can help me with those things. And obviously I get really cheap rates for releasing my own stuff then as well.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, if I can't perform, then I may as well kind of get creative in another way. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's the thing with this time. You've got to use it to the best of your ability, because it sucks and it's rubbish. But, you know, you can't sit on it and just do nothing, because while you're doing nothing, all these other people are doing all this other stuff, and you kind of like...
Yeah, I know. And then you feel like there's a bit of pressure on you, but then you're like, at the same time, everyone copes with things in different ways as well. So
absolutely. Yeah.
It's kind of take each day as it comes for yourself. But if I don't do anything at all, the next day I feel rubbish. That's you just think, oh, I've done absolutely nothing now. Even if it's just sunbathing or sitting and reading a bit of a book. Like, I'm not even a reader, but I've bought a book to make me feel like I'm accomplishing something. I get to the end of one chapter and I'm like, yeah, I've done something, it's fine. So even if it's just small things, I think just anything really. Yeah, kind of getting creative in any way whatsoever, whether it's still putting online stuff out, maybe just doing lives, like live concerts where people can watch from their socially distanced homes. Yeah, kind of whatever really.
Yeah, just keep yourself going. That's it. That's the main thing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Amazing. Oh, thank you so much for chatting with me. It's been fab.
Yeah, it's been really nice. Thank you.
No worries at all. And I'll send you the little link when it goes up.
Amazing. Can't wait to watch it.
I know there's something weird about watching yourself back, isn't there?
I know. It is. Do you know what? It's like I've finally gotten used to listening to myself singing.
Yeah.
But hearing myself speak, that's the next thing I've got to try and get over, basically. And just think, nah, just listen to it. It's your work. But
yeah,
it
is hard. It is hard. When I'm editing it, I'm like, oh God, my voice.
It's horrible, isn't it? It is horrible. The sound of your own voice is just the worst.
And it's nothing like you think it sounds. You're like,
no,
what?
I think I've got like quite a low voice. I listen to myself speaking like on a recording. I'm like, oh, you sound like yappy, Millie. Yappy girl.
Oh, well, take care of yourself and enjoy the glorious weather and your Asda heated pool.
I will. Hopefully it'll be nice and warm now.
Yeah, dive in.
It'll still be freezing, but I'll give it a go.
All right, lovely. Take care. It was lovely to speak to you.
And you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Millie. All the best for a really successful career. Take a sneaky peek. Who's up next? Bye.